Welcome to CAA's Bottle Baby Orientation. In this orientation, we're going to walk you through what you'll need to know in order to become a CAA Bottle Baby foster. CAA's statistics are posted online on caabr.org. This is a screenshot of the statistics from 2017. CAA takes in roughly 8,000 animals per year. A good portion of those animals occur during what we refer to as bottle baby season, where CAA receives an overwhelming amount of neonate puppies and kittens that need a foster home immediately. There are several types of reasons an animal needs a foster home. A foster home serves the purpose to find an animal their forever homes and not as a precursor to adoption. For this purpose of this orientation, the animals needing foster are bottle babies. These animals are too young to remain at the shelter, meaning they are unable to eat and take care of themselves on their own if not in a foster home. The basic supplies needed for a bottle baby foster are powder formula, there's kitten and puppy formula, a warm and dry environment as it's important to keep the young animals warm and dry, bottles and syringes, there are different sizes for a puppy or a kitten, a digital kitchen scale is optional as some fosters do like to record the weight growth of their fosters, a heating pad is necessary for really young puppies or kittens as they are not able to retain their own body heat. Caro syrup is very useful for puppies and kittens as it can give them nutrients. Wet food is important as well when the animal becomes old enough to start moving on to dry food and eating gruel. Gruel is a mixture of formula and wet food. Newspaper, puppy pads, and non-clumping litter is important as well, and wet and dry food will help you transition when they become old enough. CAA relies on fosters because during bottle baby season, we receive an overwhelming amount of neonate puppies and kittens. These animals, as I said before, are too young to stay at the shelter by themselves, and it is crucial that we have fosters during the summer months, which is typically bottle baby season. In 2019, CAA received 319 bottle babies, and 80 to 90% of cats coming through our trap, neuter, release program are pregnant, meaning that there are many more cats out there that are pregnant and having babies, and the babies are being taken away or the mother is not able to take care of them and they get brought to CAA. Bottle babies and gruel babies can come in on a daily basis during this season. Bottle babies who are unable to eat on their own can't stay at the shelter and need a foster home immediately. CAA posts kitten and puppy calls on our CAA Foster Rescue Volunteer Network Facebook page. This page serves as an avenue for us to announce when an animal needs a foster home immediately. We have resources available under the file section which talks about ways to support bottle baby fosters if they have questions on any parts of the process. We do have a privacy etiquette as we do not like to share posts outside of this page. It is reserved for fosters and volunteers. There is a bottle baby kitten point of contact, Robin Prestridge. She is a foster who has been fostering bottle baby kittens for a very long time, and she is available for any new and experienced fosters to contact for any questions. Lori Font is the bottle baby contact puppy point of contact, for people fostering bottle baby puppies. Bottle baby fostering is a time commitment as it does require a large amount of attention to the young animals. Depending on their age, they can require to be fed a lot more often as they are not able to eat on their own, and with their age being so small, they do need regular feeding times. As they get older, they do not have to eat as often, but it does require the time commitment the younger they are to feed them when it's necessary. Fading bottle baby syndrome is unfortunately a part of fostering neonate puppies or kittens. The best case scenario is for a puppy or kitten to be with its mother. Unfortunately, when CAA receives bottle baby kittens and puppies, at that point they're not able to be with their mother and a foster is the next best step. Bottle babies are incredibly fragile, especially little kittens, as they are very prone to this fading syndrome. It's a life-threatening emergency in which a neonate, sometimes one that was healthy until that point in time, crashes and begins to fade away. If not dealt with immediately, it can result in death. It is hard to pinpoint, but could be due to hypothermia or hypoglycemia. The symptoms you would experience would be low body temperature, lethargy, gasping for breath, crying out, and when they are separating themselves from the rest of the litter. Sometimes neonates fade. Neonate fading syndrome is not a reflection of the foster's efforts. Even in the most experienced fosters can experience fading bottle baby syndrome. The best solution for fading bottle baby syndrome is supportive care. Sometimes animals are able to make it through, and unfortunately sometimes they are not, but it is never a reflection of how hard the foster is trying. Unfortunately, nature just happens that way sometimes. The first step, if you do feel like your bottle baby is fading, is to get them warm. You place them on an approved heating pad safely wrapped in a blanket. It is unsafe to place a bottle baby puppy or kitten directly on a heating pad, as it must be wrapped in a blanket. You can gently massage them to stimulate blood flow with your hand. You want to also get their blood sugar up. Please do not attempt to feed a fading neonate. You can place a few drops of care syrup, if you have it, sugar water, or even Pedialyte on their tongue and gums. You can repeat this every 2 to 3 minutes for about 10 to 15 minutes, as this can give them some needed calories to boost their energy. Unfortunately, the sad truth is that not all animals will make it. Unfortunately, the best case scenario for neonate puppies and kittens is to be with their mother. Even in nature, not all animals will make it. With a foster, unfortunately, despite the efforts made and despite how experienced the foster may be, sometimes bottle baby kittens or bottle baby puppies, if they start to fade, will not make it. Please do not try to blame yourself during this difficult time if this were to happen to you, as this is not a reflection of a foster's experience or their efforts. Unfortunately, this just happens in nature. It will happen if they're with their mothers, and it can happen when they're with a foster as well. Please do not bring your fading bottle baby to LSU Vet School as an emergency, as this is something that can happen quite often, and CAA is not able to uphold frequent visits to LSU Vet School. Formula, the type of formula you use, is very important. Some types of formula can be better than others. Having a good quality in formula increases the chance for neonates to survive. Please do not use cow's milk, as powder formula designated for kittens or puppies is going to be the most important. The formula ratio is listed on the back of the can. Please test the temperature to ensure it is not too hot for the puppy or kitten. Formula can be found at any local Walmart. The feeding tools you'll need is going to be some bottles, syringes. You must cut an appropriate size hole in new nipples, as you don't want the hole to be too big. If the animal is receiving too much at once, it can aspirate. If it's not receiving enough at once, it can be a lot harder for them to eat. Syringes are needed for bottle baby puppies or kittens that are unable to take the bottle as they are not eating correctly. Syringes is a way to get the food down in a more assisted method. You will need to do a trial base to determine your personal preference as to whether the certain bottle babies you have are taking the bottle or will need a syringe. When you're feeding the bottle baby, you never want to feed it on its back, as that can cause it to aspirate. It should be on its stomach, as you see in the picture, similar to how it would lay if it were with its mother. Please avoid moments that lead to an aspirating baby. You want to place the bottle at a 45-degree angle to prevent air from getting into the baby's stomach. Try until you succeed. It may take a few attempts to get your groove. If your bottle appears to collapse and starts collapsing and air is leaving the bottle, please remove it from the baby's mouth and let air return back to the bottle. Allow the baby to suckle at its own pace, as you do not want to force the formula down them. Stimulate the baby by stroking its back or head. Sometimes with kittens or puppies, you'll see their ears flick at the top of them if they're suckling successfully. Please never attempt again to feed a chilled or fading kitten. A well-fed baby stomach should be round but not hard and distended. Although a bottle baby puppy or kitten may stop eating the bottle, it does not mean that they have gotten enough. Bottle babies need to be burped, similar to human babies. If the bottle baby is not receiving enough milk and their belly is not round, then it might be necessary to syringe feed them the rest of it to make sure they're getting the appropriate nutrients. A feeding amount chart can be found located here, as well as in some of our resources, as to how much each animal needs based on its age and size. Weaning begins around 3.5 to 4 weeks of age. You will need to start with supplemental bottle feeding as you wean them from a bottle to gruel. Gruel is a mixture of formula and wet food, which forms an oatmeal type consistency. You want to keep a bowl of water available, as they will start to lap up water. On the left, you'll see the steps it takes from bottle feeding all the way up to eating hard food and the transition. The transition goes at different rates for different bottle babies. It really all depends on which bottle baby you have and the personality of the cat or the cat or dog. You want to make sure you're always keeping them, warmth, and giving them clean bedding. Kittens are primarily kept in a cat carrier until they're old enough to eat hard food and can run around on their own. Until that time, they should be kept in a carrier with a clean blanket and sometimes some newspaper on the bottom. A heating pad should be wrapped in the towels. Please do not place the neonates directly on the heating pad. Make sure the bottle baby can get away from the heating pad if they get too warm, as it's possible when they get older and start retaining their own body heat, they will not want to be directly on the heating pad. They will need the heating pad until about 3 to 4 weeks old. When it comes to using the bathroom, not all neonates at certain ages are able to use the bathroom on their own. This is something the mother would be doing for them if they were with the mother. When they are with the foster, it is now the foster's job to help them use the bathroom. You want to take a moist cotton ball, tissue, or soft cloth to gently rub and clean the bottle baby's lower belly, genital, and anal area. You want to do it for around 1 minute. You don't want to rub it too long, because if you rub it too much, it can cause some raw parts. If you do have siblings together, they will try to suckle each other, and it will appear that the genital and anal area are red and inflamed. It's important to separate them as much as you can when this happens so that their genital and anal area does not get too agitated. When it's time to litter box train kittens, this begins in the ages of 3 to 4 weeks. Shoe boxes are very good for sizes to fit in a kennel, as they have the litter box with them at all times. Please use non-clumping litter, as kittens tend to investigate litter and sometimes will eat portions of the litter. If they were to have clumping litter, it could cause digestive blockage. Please make sure you're using non-clumping litter. You can place the litter box in the kennel and put a used cotton ball that you use to help them use the bathroom in the litter box to help them investigate and realize that this is where they should be using the bathroom. When it's time for medical protocols for the kitten or the puppy, we typically like to do check-ins every 2 weeks for weigh-ins and vaccinations. Once the kitten or puppy starts on vaccinations, we will strive to weigh it each time to make sure that it is growing and when it is to become old enough for surgery, for a spay-neuter surgery. Companion Animal Alliance will provide all vetting, including vaccinations, deworming, spay-neuter surgeries, microchipping, and anything else medically necessary. Again, if you do experience a fading bottle baby puppy or kitten, please do not bring that kitten to LSU Vet School and provide it support. Please provide it supportive care at home. If you do experience an emergency with a bottle baby puppy or kitten and it is during hours, you're welcome to bring it to the shelter and have our vets examine it. After the hard part, once the foster neonate puppy or kitten has reached an age where they're able to eat on their own, you have the option, if you want to keep them until they're ready for adoption, send them to a rescue, as Cat Haven typically will take young kittens once they're old enough, and bring them, or you may bring them to the shelter or pass them on to another foster. The adoption process for kittens and puppies is very similar. All animals ready for adoption must go to 2 PetSmart adoption events per month. At this time, with COVID recently happening, adoption events are not currently in place, and they are suspended at this moment. Kittens and puppies need 2 vaccinations before they go to any kind of off-site event when those do reoccur. For an animal to be adoption ready, it has to be spayed-neutered. Please refer to the previous slide for the weights and ages of when it is time to spay-neuter a puppy or a kitten. You can certainly take a step in getting your foster animal adopted once it's adoption ready, meaning that it is spayed-neutered. Please wait until it's almost a weight to be spayed-neutered before posting any pictures. It is important that you don't advertise the bottle baby puppy or kitten before it is of age, as some can still die before they're old enough, and we do not want to upset potential adopters. Once your bottle baby is adoption ready, it's important to post pictures and bios on your social media. Send them to the foster coordinator to post on our page as well. And when off-sites are in place, to go to as many as you can. Thank you for attending the CAA Bottle Baby Orientation. There are a list of resources located on our CAA Foster Rescue Volunteer Network Facebook page for additional information and resources, and you're also more than welcome to reach out to the foster coordinator as well if you have any questions or concerns. We hope to see you fostering bottle babies in the future. Thank you.